Saudi's public investment fund invests $1 billion in a Swedish gaming group, and Zara's owner Inditex reports an 80% jump in Q1 net profit. You're watching The Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramya Faraj. Savvy Gaming Group, owned by Saudi's public investment fund, has acquired an 8.1% stake in Embracer for $1.1 billion. It makes the PIF the second largest shareholder in the Swedish gaming firm. The move follows the PIF's acquisition in January of the esports division of Modern Times Group at an enterprise value of $1.05 billion. Last month, the PIF took a 5.01% stake in Nintendo. Egypt's currency weakened to a 5-year low today at 18.71 to the US dollar before strengthening again. Refinitiv data shows the pound touched its weakest level since February 2, 2017. Egypt has been suffering from a shortage of foreign currency since it lost tourists to the pandemic. International portfolio investors withdrew funds, and the Ukrainian crisis pushed up commodity prices. Nimcard, an Abu Dhabi-based banking-as-a-service provider, has raised $22.5 million in its latest funding round, bringing the company's total funding to more than $35 million. This funding round was jointly led by ADQ's venture platform Disrupt AD, Reciprocal Ventures, and Shuruk Partners. Founded in 2018, Nimcard provides card issuing and processing solutions to financial institutions, banks, and fintech firms. Zara's owner Inditex reported an 80% jump in Q1 net profit to $812 million on the back of soaring sales as consumers revamped their wardrobes after months spent stuck at home during pandemic lockdowns. Sales rose 36% to $7.17 billion, surpassing pre-pandemic levels, while its gross margin hit a 10-year high. Zara has successfully passed on higher prices to shoppers and will continue to do so in Q2 in markets affected by inflation. And that brings us to today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking, where our biggest winner today is none other than Inditex co-founder Amancio Ortega, up $2.5 billion with net wealth of $61.5 billion. Our second biggest winner today is Tencent's Ma Huateng, up $2.2 billion with net wealth of $41.3 billion. His rise comes on the back of China easing its grip on tech companies today. And our third place winner is Chinese e-commerce mogul Colin Zheng Huang, up $1.9 billion with net wealth of $20.9 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest billionaires news. Credit Suisse is warning of a likely Q2 loss as volatility hits its investment bank. It's the third quarter in a row for which Switzerland's second largest bank has issued a profit warning. The lender says it now aims to bring cost savings forward, speeding up measures introduced as part of its reorganization in November, targeting between $1 and $1.5 billion in structural cost savings annually by 2024. Credit Suisse is reportedly considering job reductions as part of the cost cuts. The Eurozone economy grew much faster in Q1 this year than in the last quarter of 2021, despite the impact of the Ukraine war. The EU Statistics Office has revised its earlier estimates sharply higher. Eurozone employment growth was also revised upwards to show a further acceleration in the January to March period compared with the previous quarter. In its final reading for Q1, Eurostat says GDP of the 19 countries rose 0.6% quarter-on-quarter for a 5.4% year-on-year expansion. The OECD says the UK should cut taxes to support the economy before growth grinds to a halt next year. In its biannual economic outlook, it said recent increases in income and business taxes will prove contradictory and contribute to a slowdown that will see GDP fail to advance in 2023. The OECD forecasts the UK economy will expand 3.6% this year, the second fastest rate among the G7 after Canada. But it forecasts growth will stop next year. 8 men are on trial in Paris today accused of stealing a Banksy artwork printed on the door of the Bataclan concert venue to honor 90 people killed in the 2015 terror attacks. The 7 French defendants and 1 Italian allegedly removed the metal door from the building and transported it to Italy. The door was stenciled by the anonymous British street artist, giving it an estimated value of $1.1 million. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is The Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.